Imagine driving through a city where every corner feels like a potential hazard, where crime rates are off the charts, and every local has a story that will send chills down your spine. We all know about the infamous cities in America, but what about those hidden in plain sight, tucked away in each state, making up an unsettling mosaic of danger? Today, we're diving into the 10 most dangerous cities in the US, one from every state. From forgotten neighborhoods to high stakes crime zones, we'll take you on a brutal tour of these cities, where danger lurks around every corner. So, buckle up and keep your hands inside the ride at all times because these places have a reputation for a reason. But hey, don't take our word for it. The stats speak for themselves. Let's get started. Number 10, St. Louis, Missouri. Welcome to St. Louis, Missouri, the gateway to the West, and possibly one of the most dangerous urban areas in the United States. With a population of around 300,000, St. Louis has become infamous for its staggering crime rates. Violent crime here is more than just a statistic, it's a way of life for many who live in certain neighborhoods. The city's violent crime rate is nearly 7 times the national average, and you'll often hear locals joke that the arch isn't the only thing that's tall in this city. The crime rate is just as towering, but that's not the only thing that's terrifying about St. Louis. The cost of living here is relatively low compared to other major cities. But don't get too comfortable with that, because the city's median home price is hovering around $170,000, which sounds cheap until you realize you're buying into a war zone. Not to mention, the unemployment rate here is a hefty 10%, adding to the woes of the average St. Louisan. You can almost feel the tension in the air. Picture this. You step outside your apartment in a quiet neighborhood, the sun setting, and then, as you walk down the street, the sudden sound of sirens fills the air. Every block feels like number 9, Detroit, Michigan, Detroit, the Motor City. Once known for its thriving car industry, this city now has a much darker reputation. With a population of just over 670,000, Detroit is still one of the most dangerous cities in America. It has seen its glory days come and go, but now it's a city fighting to reclaim its identity while battling the brutal reality of rampant crime. The violent crime rate in Detroit is 5.5 times higher than the national average, and the city's murder rate is among the highest in the country. And if you're thinking about affordable housing here, think again. While the average median home price is a shockingly low $50,000, it's not the kind of deal that comes with a good neighborhood guarantee. In fact, entire neighborhoods are ghost towns, with vacant homes and abandoned factories littering the landscape. And here's a chilling fact. Detroit's famous 8 Mile Road? It's not just a setting for a famous movie, it's an unofficial dividing line between the more dangerous parts of the city and the suburbs. Imagine crossing from one side of the street and instantly feeling the shift in the air. It's the kind of place where caution is your best friend. But wait, here's a fun twist. Detroit, despite its reputation, is also a place of grit and revival. Local artists and entrepreneurs are reclaiming the city, breathing new life into its most rundown areas. Could this be the start of a Detroit renaissance? Only time will tell. Would you ever consider living here? Drop a yes or no in the comments below. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on whether the Motor City is worth the risk. Number 8. Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore. A city known for its rich history, seafood, and violent crime? Yes, unfortunately, Baltimore is still one of the most dangerous cities in the United States. With a population of just under 600,000, this city has seen a sharp rise in violent crime over the past decade. It has a murder rate that's higher than most large US cities, and its violent crime rate is more than double the national average. The average cost of living in Baltimore is around the national average, but housing costs can vary significantly. The median home price here is about $160,000, which seems like a deal until you realize you're buying into one of the most dangerous cities in the nation. But don't let that scare you off, because if you're the type of person who thrives in chaos, Baltimore might just be your place. Walking the streets of Baltimore, you'll notice an odd mix of beauty and danger. Imagine strolling through the cobblestone streets of Fells Point, where a bustling nightlife is just around the corner from some of the city's most notorious neighborhoods. Picture this. You're at a local bar, sipping on some famous Maryland crab soup, and someone casually mentions that they've been robbed 3 times in the past year. Baltimore's gritty underbelly isn't easy to ignore, and let's not forget the infamous Wire series that showcased the city's dark side. If you've seen the show, you know that life in Baltimore can feel like a constant battle. Not just for survival, but for a sense of normalcy. But here's a twist for you. Despite its dangerous reputation, Baltimore is home to some of the most passionate locals you'll ever meet. The city's comeback story is one of persistence, with a growing art scene and a resilient community pushing for change. So, would you be brave enough to live in the heart of Charm City? Drop a comment with your thoughts. Does Baltimore's rough exterior hide a diamond underneath? Let me know. Now, let's head to the south. Number 7. Memphis, Tennessee. When you think of Memphis, you might think of Elvis Presley, soul music, and barbecue. But there's another side to this iconic city that's less glamorous: the crime. Memphis, Tennessee, with a population of about 650,000, consistently ranks among the most dangerous cities in America. Its violent crime rate is nearly 3 times the national average, and property crime is off the charts. Housing here is more affordable compared to major cities, with a median home price of $160,000. But much of the city has been plagued by poverty and unemployment, contributing to its dangerous reputation. The city's troubled neighborhoods are filled with abandoned houses and businesses that have seen better days. But Memphis isn't just about bad stats. There's history and culture lurking in every corner. Picture this. You walk into a local blues club in Beale Street, the air thick with the smell of smoked meat and bourbon, and a live band starts playing. The energy is infectious, but there's always an undertone of tension, like you're caught between the city's troubled past and hopeful future. Now, here's a story you might not have heard. The city has its own haunted legend. The infamous Overton Park, where Elvis once strolled, is said to be haunted by the spirit of a woman who disappeared under mysterious circumstances decades ago. Is it just a creepy tale, or is there a dark truth hiding in Memphis's shadows? Memphis is a city that simultaneously beckons and warns. Would you risk it all for the soulful vibes and potential? Let me know in the comments. Stay tuned, because we're about to dive into one of America's most haunted cities. Number 6. New Orleans, Louisiana, New Orleans, the city of jazz, Mardi Gras, and ghost stories. But underneath all the celebration and history, this southern gem has a much darker side. With a population of just under 400,000, New Orleans is notorious for its violent crime rate, which consistently ranks among the highest in the country. Let's talk numbers. New Orleans' violent crime rate is nearly 5 times the national average, with a particularly high number of robberies and assaults. The city's median home price is around $250,000, but don't let the charm of the French Quarter fool you. Picture walking down Bourbon Street at night. The sounds of trumpets and saxophones fill the air, the scent of beignets lingers, and the party never seems to stop. But as you turn down a side street, away from the tourists, you can feel the change in the air. The alleys seem darker, the shadows longer. In these parts of the city, you don't want to be caught alone after dark. And let's not forget the haunted side of New Orleans. This is a city that practically breathes paranormal activity. From haunted mansions to ghost tours that sell out year-round, New Orleans' history of tragedy, voodoo, and mystery only adds to its dangerous reputation. The big question is, would you be willing to take the good with the bad? Maybe some ghosts are worth the risk. Let me know in the comments below. Number 5. Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome to Cleveland, Ohio, a city that might surprise you. Known for its sports teams and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Cleveland isn't exactly the first place you'd think of when you hear dangerous. But don't let the nostalgic music and sports glory fool you. Cleveland has been fighting an uphill battle for years. With a population of around 380,000, the city has seen its fair share of economic struggles, and unfortunately, crime rates are still high. The violent crime rate in Cleveland is almost 3 times higher than the national average, and property crime is rampant, especially in neighborhoods close to downtown. Yet, surprisingly, Cleveland's housing market is on the affordable side, with the median home price hovering around $80,000. Sounds like a steal, right? But just like in Detroit, the price tag often comes with a darker reality. Imagine this. You're walking down the streets near the downtown area, the remnants of old factory buildings on either side, and the sounds of distant traffic filling the air. The city might look like it's on the mend, but you can still feel the undercurrent of struggle in the way people interact. And let's not forget Cleveland's notorious weather. In the winter, the chilling winds blow through the streets like something straight out of a post-apocalyptic movie. Now let's talk about the most Cleveland thing possible. It's got a haunted history. The city's Franklin Castle is said to be one of the most haunted houses in America. With tales of disappearances, mysterious deaths, and eerie noises, this spooky mansion has earned a reputation that's as chilling as the city's crime rates. So, what do you think? Would you brave Cleveland's dark side for a chance at affordable living? Or would you take a pass? Drop a comment and let me know. And now, we're heading west to a city that's as dangerous as it is iconic. Number 4, Oakland, California. Next up, we're heading to Oakland, California. A place that's known for its stunning views, great food, and high crime rates. With a population of 425,000, Oakland is no stranger to danger. It's often regarded as one of the most dangerous cities in California, with violent crime rates far surpassing those of its famous neighbor, San Francisco. The statistics are staggering. Oakland's violent crime rate is nearly 3 times the national average, and its property crime rate is off the charts. But let's not sugarcoat it. Oakland's affordable housing market comes at a price. The median home price here is about $450,000, which might sound like a deal in the Bay Area, but living here isn't just about getting a good deal. Now picture this. You're walking through the bustling streets of downtown Oakland. The city's vibe is lively, with people heading to art galleries and cafes. But just a few blocks away, the scene changes. You can feel the tension as you walk through certain neighborhoods. The mix of street vendors, musicians, and street art might be charming to some, but if you look closely, you can see the desperation in the eyes of the people around you. And just when you think you've heard it all, Oakland's dark history comes into play. The infamous Black Panther Party originated in this city during the 1960s, and while the group's legacy is complex, it adds a layer of grit to Oakland's reputation. Add in the ongoing gang violence and the city's complicated relationship with law enforcement, and you've got a volatile combination. Would you survive Oakland, or would you steer clear of its gritty streets? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's see what you think. Up next, we're heading to the East Coast to check out one of the most dangerous and decayed cities in the nation. Number 3, Camden, New Jersey. When it comes to crime, few cities have earned such a grim reputation as Camden, New Jersey. With a population of just under 75,000, Camden is notorious for its high crime rates, particularly violent crime. The violent crime rate here is nearly 10 times the national average. Yes, 10. And it's not just a fleeting problem. Camden has consistently ranked as one of the most dangerous cities in America. Camden's economy has struggled for years, and while the median home price is around $80,000, it's not exactly the fixer-upper deal you might hope for. The city is plagued by unemployment, with the job market being extremely tough for the average resident. But the most chilling part of Camden isn't just its crime, it's the feeling you get when you walk through it. Picture this. You're standing in the middle of an industrial wasteland, the old factories and warehouses around you giving off an air of neglect. You can almost hear the echoes of a time when this city thrived. Now, abandoned homes and crumbling infrastructure are all that's left. And Camden's history doesn't make things any easier. Once a bustling center of manufacturing, the city has been slowly hollowed out, leaving behind a broken community. But the real kicker? Camden is also known for its long-standing gang violence and drug trade, which only adds to its reputation as a city that's in constant turmoil. Would you ever consider taking the risk? Or is Camden a place to avoid at all costs? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're curious to see what you think. Now hold tight because we're about to head south for a place that's just as dangerous as it is mysterious. Number 2, Little Rock, Arkansas. Little Rock, Arkansas. A city that's often overlooked but has earned its place on the list of America's most dangerous cities. With a population of 197,000, Little Rock's crime rate is higher than what you'd expect from a place of its size. The violent crime rate here is over 4 times the national average, and the city struggles with poverty, with a median household income well below the national average. Housing prices aren't as bad as other dangerous cities, with the median home price hovering around $150,000. But if you're looking for a city that's as peaceful as it is affordable, Little Rock might not be the place to go. Now imagine you're walking downtown, past the historic buildings and the Arkansas River, where the downtown area has seen some revitalization. But as you walk further, the scenery starts to shift. you feel a change in the air. Less friendly faces, more tension. The shadows feel a little longer, and the hum of the city seems a little more frantic. The city also has a rough past. Little Rock was the site of the Little Rock Nine, a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement. While the city holds a significant place in American history, it's also a place that still struggles with issues of inequality, poverty, and crime. Would you venture to Little Rock and face its dangers? Or is this city best left in the rearview mirror? Let us know in the comments. And now, the final city in our countdown, one that might surprise you. Number 1, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Albuquerque, New Mexico, home of Breaking Bad, desert landscapes, and some of the highest crime rates in the nation. With a population of 560,000, Albuquerque has earned its place as one of the most dangerous cities in the US. Violent crime is rampant here, with the violent crime rate being 4 times the national average. Whether it's the infamous Breaking Bad reputation or the city's challenges with poverty and unemployment, Albuquerque is far from a place to let your guard down. The median home price here is around $230,000, which is relatively affordable in comparison to other major cities, but what you get for that price is a city that feels stuck in a cycle of crime. Now, picture this. You're walking down the streets of Old Town Albuquerque. The adobe buildings are charming, and there's a vibrant local culture, but as the sun sets, the mood changes. The streets empty out, and a sense of unease fills the air. The dangers lurking in the shadows are as real as the beauty of the landscape around you. Albuquerque's history of crime isn't a new one. The city has long struggled with gang violence and drug trafficking, and it's a place where survival sometimes feels like a constant fight. But there's also a strange sense of community among the locals, who continue to push for change in the face of adversity. So, would you take a chance on Albuquerque? Or is this a place best left on TV? Let me know what you think in the comments. And that's our countdown. From the streets of St. Louis to the deserts of Albuquerque, these 10 cities show us the darker side of life in America. But are these cities just dangerous? Or are they places where change is possible? Where grit and resilience can turn things around? Only time will tell. Now, it's your turn. Do you think these cities can bounce back? Or are they lost causes? Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts on these brutal urban battlegrounds. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more wild, shocking city stories. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and always remember, danger can be anywhere, even in the most unexpected places.